time to buy real estate. I'm Lauren, here with Raul. We are with the Schrader Group, and today we're going to be talking about best time to buy real estate. So there are certain factors that go in, whether it's personally or financially, but when would you say, $1 million question, everyone's always asking, when's the best time to buy?
Yeah, so it depends. That's a loaded question, to be fair. I think first and foremost, it's when the family or the homeowner is ready, right? Whenever they have all their ducks in a row, things of that nature. But if you're asking about the right timing and when is it good for a buyer to enter the market, that's something a little bit different. So let's just assume that we have the financing in place, we've got the pre-quals, everything's good to go on that side. I would say once they're ready to make that leap, because if they're not ready, it's going to be a very difficult sell because they're not going to be emotionally vested, right? Mm-hmm. We want to make sure that they're emotionally invested, number one, but their also mindset is right. Mm-hmm. And I would say that right now is actually a very good time to buy because we're seeing that the market's correcting itself a little bit. What we're seeing come out of the summer is that new construction has continued to soar year over year. Mm-hmm. What I mean by that is in 2021, 2022 Julys, we've actually outperformed this past July in 2023. Wow. So in 21, we had 601 new home sales. 2022, we had 624. And we just creeped up 749 for the month of July in 2023. So what does that tell me? Well, it means that the new construction side is still performing as intended. Now, there's a lot of factors that go into that. We've talked about how the market's kind of, correcting itself, but the incentives that we're seeing for the buyer side has never been as high as they are now.
Yes.
And what I mean by that in particular is you're getting rate buy downs, you're getting fixed rates, you're getting incentives to closing costs, you're getting move-in packages. Mm-hmm. Just a lot of things that, buyers haven't really had the opportunity to take advantage of, especially coming out of 21 and 22. It was very, very difficult. But now it seems like the buyer has the upper hand, if you will.
Absolutely, absolutely. And what about long-term versus short-term goals when looking to buy a home?
Well, it depends, right? So if we're talking about long-term, I would say get in an area that's going to be good for your family, right? Mm-hmm. Talk about the kids, talk about the school districts, talk about what your life looks like. Mm-hmm. Now, if you're talking about short-term, I would say get in an area where you're going to find accumulation of year-over-year values. Mm-hmm. Maybe a newer neighborhood that that by the time they get to midway or towards closeout, you're going to have built-up equity. Or if we go back to the long-term, somewhere where you're going to be able to grow and see your family grow and you have your amenities, you have your HEBs. We got to have HEB. Maybe some parks, maybe some recreational, movie theaters, all that fun stuff. Shopping, right? That's a big one. But we always want to make sure that we have everyone in the household that's taken care of.
And then, so based on the current San Antonio market, when would you say is the best time to buy for those people who are saying they want to wait on interest rates?
Yeah, that's a funny question, and you could dissect that a lot of different ways. The way I like to do it is say, okay, let's just assume that the house is worth $300,000 today, and the interest is at, say, 7%. Let's just assume that next year we're going to lose the interest point, maybe go down to 6%. Well, that $300,000 is going to go up probably to $330,000 to $350,000 because once the status quo, the people that say wait on the sidelines to see what ends up happening, well, once all those people jump back into the market, the price is going to go up, okay? So I would rather pay a 7% at a $300,000 price point, pay an extra $250 a month extra, and have an appreciation gap to when the market does rise, right. You have all that built up equity, versus having the same payment at $350 versus a 6%, versus a $300 at 7.5%, because you know what we can do? We can refi. And if we refi, you still got all that gap of equity, plus you have the same rate you would have if you waited.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's just an education piece. A lot of people
It's
don't
just math, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, you just got to figure out what's best for your family. But, I would say that a lot of people have been watching, and I've been looking at this market. I mean, that's my thing. I like numbers, and I don't see our market slowing down. We have 96 people coming to our area every single day. We're about 60,000 dwelling units behind where we need to be. Rentals are about $2,100 for a house right now. It just doesn't make a whole bunch of sense. I think you still want to invest in the American dream and do what's right for your family. And if you're able to, it's not going to get any cheaper. I can promise you that. And I can tell you that the housing on the new side and the pre-existing side will eventually start to rise.
Yeah. So how can the Schrader Group help?
Well, there's a lot of different ways we can do it. I mean, as for the buyer's side, it's just having professionalism, knowing what's going on, having the connections with all the builder families and builders around town. But ultimately, we're expert negotiators. I mean, that's what we do day in and day out. We sell 400 to 500 homes every year. I mean, we didn't just figure this out yesterday. We've been doing this forever. Dayton Schrader's been doing this for 42 years. I mean, we we consider this to be a philosophy, and our philosophy is helping others and helping people, achieve that American dream.
The right time to buy is based on your individual circumstances, goals, and current market condition. Please reach out if you have any questions. We'd be happy to help, and we're excited to see y'all out there.
We're here for y'all. Please don't hesitate to reach out. Y'all have a blessed day, and we'll talk to y'all soon.